I'm sure you've heard of tiers, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. That's just a way to help us make a contextual picture here of how do we provide instructional support. So our tier 1, our core, is what every student gets, but for some students, they need more than just what we have at core. They may be behind in foundational skills and need extra support to fill in foundational skills so that they can learn that core. So those are supplemental and intensive supports. So that should be a smaller little piece of our student body that's receiving those supplemental and intensive support. So we want to have a system where our core addresses most of what our students need, and that our supplemental and intensive support fill in foundational skills where it's needed. So that's what, when you hear a multi-tiered system of support, that's what that means. That for academics and for behavior, that we look at what are we giving everybody and how's that working? And then we look at how are we supporting those that need support and how's that working? And the way we know that things are working is we look at data. So just a little bit more to what tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 are. Tier 1 is all students. What instructional activities do we do that reflect research-based practices to enhance our core instruction? And then tier 2 is looking at additional or supplemental instructional activities that reflect research-based practices that target the foundational skills following what we call protocols, which is just a consistent instructional plan as indicated by screening assessment data. So you'll often hear us talk about risk assessments, and that we use normed risk assessments to determine if students are indicating that they're below the 40th percentile, or for tier 3, below the 20th percentile. Those would be our students that need the most intensive support and a very specific instructional plan to try to fill in skills here so that all students can be working within tier 1 without the need of additional help. For planning and monitoring risk support, we have a different set of plans for K-8 schools and for 9-12 schools. For K-8 schools, there are many instructional protocols or intervention plans to choose from depending on grade level and skill need and even subject area. And there are documentation spreadsheets for keeping track of risk data and monitoring to see if students are moving out of risk so that they can be ready for core. And then we have a guide for problem solving that risk data to determine if students are responding, or if they need more intensive support, or if they need an individual problem solving meeting. In grades 9-12, we have a modified system from our K-8 where we collect risk data in a data profile, targeting students that are indicating risk, and having some instruction like these are weekly monitoring and goal setting. There are IXL skill progressions, and there are resources for risk assessments and for a contact log for working with students that are indicating that they need some intensive support. So I won't navigate to this document for sake of time right now. It's really separate session, but if you click here or if you click on any of these screenshots, it'll take you to those documents to take a closer look. Individual student problem solving is for when these things aren't working, that we have an intervention plan, we monitor that plan in either the K-8 situation or the 9-12 situation, and students aren't responding. Then we take a closer look at why are those students not responding to those intervention plans. And that is individual problem solving. So this guide, it says Tier 3 decision guide. And basically it guides that if you're doing intensive instruction here and you see that students aren't responding, then here are the steps for individual problem solving. And there is a student information summary that includes all of these linkable action items and data collection items for individual problem solving. And these are required before consideration for EC referral starting this school year. These steps are also designed to provide insight into risk instruction systems and other possible areas of support for students that need additional support, perhaps in other areas as well. So these documents, I believe, are also linkable. Yep. Those are linkable if you want to take a closer look. And there's also a separate professional development just to investigate and understand a little bit more about planning and monitoring for risk support and individual problem solving. We have a website that is linkable from our Cleveland County School site under departments. If you navigate to MTSS or click here, it'll take you to the website. And there are different tabs for the different areas of instruction, academic instruction, behavior instruction, problem solving, and risk assessments. There are different tabs. There's a separate video that unpacks everything that's in the website. Also, there's more professional development to learn more about MTSS and ideas for how you can implement it at your school. So there's Canvas courses for problem solving, for understanding risk systems. There's also for more core application restorative practices Canvas course, and Stoic Canvas course focuses on behavior and social emotional instruction and monitoring. And in that Canvas course as well. So you can just click there, sign up for the courses, and when you're finished, I will just use the rosters to assign your credit in our new professional development system that's going to be ready pretty soon. So you don't have to do anything other than join the course and complete it to get your credit for those. So that's just a really quick overview just to give you some context of what MTSS is all about. So I hope that that's helpful. And if there's anything that I can do to be of support to any of your teams or with your staff, all you have to do is let me know. Just email me at ggold@clevelandcountyschools.org, or you can call me at 8087. Thanks for your time, and I hope you have a great